All right, easy bakers. So today we're gonna be making some country fried steak, honey. Something real good and southern for you, baby. This is how I make it. I really don't make this too often, but when I do, it be lit. Then we're gonna talk about this homemade gravy. Y'all know I can't be from Florida and not know how to make gravy. So here we go. First, you're gonna start off with your cube steak. Now, when you do get them, they're probably gonna be a little thicker than what you probably want them to be. So that's what you have to kind of like hammer them down. And I'm gonna show you guys what I mean when I say hammer them down. Okay, so I get a plastic bag. I usually get the bag that the meat came in, and I take my rolling pin. You can have that little hammer or whatever it is called, but that's what I do. I take my rolling pin and I just smash, smash, smash until they get to the thickness that I want them to be. And usually you don't want them to be super thin, but you want them to be able to cook evenly fast. That's why you don't need to have people in the kitchen, because y'all, I done broke my phone trying to hammer something down. Now, if I had the real hammer, I probably wouldn't have broke my darn phone, but it's okay. We could fix that screen. Don't worry about it. Now, once you got them all thinned out to how you want it, you're going to go ahead and add your spices. Y'all know me, I season everything. So I'm going to my go-to seasoning on this one. We'll definitely use garlic powder, fresh cracked black pepper, accent, celery seed, onion powder. Just my main seasonings that I like to use to make my food be flavorful. All right, so now that you done seasoned both sides of your meat, I'm taking 2 cake pans because they were the only shadow pans that I felt like messing up at the time. I'm gonna add me some buttermilk. That's why it seems a little clumpy, because that's my homemade buttermilk. If you don't know how to make homemade buttermilk, it's just get a cup of regular milk, whole milk, take a tablespoon out of there, and add a tablespoon of vinegar or lemon juice or something like that, and it'll clump up. To that buttermilk, I'm adding 1 egg, a few dashes of Tabasco, whatever flavor you want to add. I just like to add a little flavor of Tabasco. This is the Chipotle one because I was running out and I was like, let me just go ahead and use it all. A few little dash of that. Whisk that together. Don't be like me and use a knife because it's different, but I'm a different type of person. So I'm gonna whisk that up. Whenever I get ready to whisk, there we go. See, I'm using a knife. But whisk that up, and then you're gonna add flour to that other pan. All right, to that flour, I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking soda as well as baking powder and all of the other seasonings that I use for my meat. So the accent, I think I added a little bit of salt too, but because you want to make sure everything is flavorful. That's how you get that nice little finger licking good type of stuff. Now you're gonna go ahead and whisk that. Isn't it crazy? I'm using a fork to whisk that up, but use the knife to whisk the other stuff up. I'm so different. So now the fun parts begin. A little bit messy. You're gonna go ahead and dredge your cube steak in your flour mixture. Then you're gonna put it in your buttermilk mixture and then back into your flour mixture. And you're gonna do all of that and put them on put them on a cooling rack so all of that stuff can get just like huggy together and all that good kind of stuff. So when you fry it, you be like, crisp, good. Your cube steaks are resting. I like to use shortening to fry my this right here. You can use vegetable oil. I use butter flavored shortening. You tell this old country meal, honey. Butter flavored shortening. And we're just gonna let that heat. But remember, your cube steaks are already resting to the side, so they can be, all those flavors and all that batter can just be huggy, huggy, rubby, rubby. You know, Valentine's Day coming up. Pretend like it's you and your boo thing on Valentine's Day. That's how you want it to look. So now once your oil gets to the heat that it should be, then you're just gonna put them in there and fry them. Beware, cube steaks sometimes can't cook on the outer port faster than the inner. So you probably want them to cook about 3 to 4 minutes on each side until they're golden brown. And you do want them to rest, because like any other beef, when they rest, they just finish cooking. But check for doneness, and if they're not that done, just stick them in the oven until you get the hang of how to really cook your meat. Okay, so once I done had them cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, some of them 5 minutes, depends on the thickness of them. That's why it's good to kind of hammer them down. And this is how this portion is looking. You see, just nice and crispy and good. Yum yum sauce. So you're all done right now with the cube steak portion of it. And you could be done if you guys don't want to make the gravy. But if you do want to make the gravy, this is what you're gonna do. The leftover flour that you use to coat your meat, you're gonna add them to the pan that you poured out. Well, I didn't tell y'all. So you're gonna pour out most of that grease in that pan that you fried your cube steak in, with leaving just like a little bit, probably like not that much, just a little bit. I can't tell you how much, y'all, but I might research and see how much you should use and tell you then. Add the rest of that flour to that pot. And once you do that, you want to kind of just get you something to get all of that flavor off the bottom of the pan. The bottom of the pan, that's nothing but flavor. And you kind of want to cook that flour down for maybe a minute, or until it starts to look like this where you can't do anything else. And I add regular whole milk to my pan. And that's pretty much it. And I add it slowly. Start off with like a half a cup, and see what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of just still working the bottom of that pan to make sure everything starts to be all nice and yum yum sauce. Once it starts to thicken up, you will add more milk to the pan. But this is a crucial time where you need to taste your food and adjust the seasonings to whatever you need to adjust it to. I am gonna add a little bit of salt to mine. Sometimes I add bouillon chicken cubes or beef cube to it. Just kind of depends on what flavor I'm going for. But you see how I'm adding my pepper and other little spices. Now these spices are completely up to you. Add to you and your family's taste. But keep stirring until it thickens up. Then you're just gonna add it to your meat. So now that my gravy is at the consistency that I want it to be, you see how if I go ahead with the spatula, it kind of like go apart but kind of slowly come back together. That's what I like for my gravy to be, so that's what I do. So now I'm taking my cube steak. Davian, as always, is my camera person, and I'm just gonna add that gravy to the food. And you guys can put how much you want or whatever, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate you. I really do appreciate all my new Easy Bakers that we are on these things. Definitely drop a comment with whatever food that you guys do want me to try to make. So thank you yet again so much for watching this video. I will talk to you guys on my next one.